The latest episode of Grey's Anatomy, titled Sometimes I Feel Like a Motherless Child, aired November 6, 2025, delivered a heartfelt blend of grief, faith, and compassion. Episode 5 took viewers deep into the emotional core of Grey Sloan Memorial, exploring how family, loss, and belief shape the choices its doctors make. Simone confronts her mother's past as the day begins at Grey Sloan. Simone takes on a new patient transferred from another hospital. While helping settle her in, Simone notices a familiar face in one of the patient's photos, her own late mother. The woman, Miss Evans, reveals she was once Simone's mom's best friend, sparking a flood of emotions and long-buried memories. Through Miss Evans' stories, Simone learns that her mother wasn't just the composed, disciplined woman her father had described, but someone vibrant, rebellious, and full of life. The revelation gives Simone a new understanding of who her mother truly was. But just as Simone starts to heal through this connection, tragedy strikes when Miss Evans suddenly deteriorates, leaving Simone devastated and yearning for more time with the woman who held the missing pieces of her past. Blue and Jules take a risk for a patient elsewhere. Blue and Jules are tasked with checking on patients who've missed clinic visits. Concerned about one diabetic patient, Mercedes, Blue insists they visit her home. There, they find her in serious condition, her infection worsening. But she refuses hospital care out of fear that her undocumented status might expose her to ICE. Determined to help, Blue calls Dr. Bailey for backup. Bailey arrives in an ambulance, and the team works quickly as Mercedes' infection becomes critical, even causing her toe to fall off. The tense scene highlights the painful reality of patients forced to choose between medical care and personal safety. Although Bailey reprimands Blue and Jules for acting without approval, she can't deny their courage and empathy. In the end, Mercedes receives treatment and keeps her foot, a small victory that underscores the episode's theme of compassion beyond protocol. Joe and Link clash over faith and family. Meanwhile, Joe and Link find themselves divided over whether to baptize their twins. Joe wants the ceremony, believing faith can give their children a sense of belonging, while Link rejects the idea, haunted by the suffering he witnessed during his own battle with childhood cancer. Their philosophical debate is interrupted when Joe is called to assist a pregnant patient insisting on a natural birth, despite her baby's breech position. Joe soon learns the woman recently lost her husband, and her refusal to accept intervention stems from grief and fear of losing control. After a tense series of moments, Joe manages to turn the baby safely, a triumph of trust and empathy. But the victory is short-lived. As Joe and Link finally prepare to leave the hospital, Joe suddenly realizes her water has broken, far too early in her pregnancy, setting up a dramatic turn for what's to come. What comes next for Simone later? Simone continues to care for Miss Evans, who helps her confront her guilt over her mother's death. Guilt her sister has never let her forget. Miss Evans gently urges her to forgive herself, insisting that her mother would have wanted her to live freely, not in sorrow. When Miss Evans passes away unexpectedly, Simone is crushed. In a touching final scene, she calls her grandmother, who mistakes her for her late daughter. Though heartbreaking, the moment gives Simone a bittersweet sense of connection, as if her mother's spirit still lingers through the generations. Episode 5 ending. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child closes with hope amid heartbreak. Mercedes begins to recover. Bailey reflects on the limits of a broken system, and Blue and Jules share a quiet, meaningful moment after saving a life. Meanwhile, Joe and Link face an uncertain future as premature labor looms, and Simone finds the strength to start healing from her past. After 22 seasons, Grey's Anatomy continues to deliver what it does best, intertwining moral dilemmas, emotional storytelling, and the resilience of the human spirit.